How's it going, YouTube? Today we've got the Hercules 10-inch job site table saw. I picked it up a few weeks ago during HarborFreight's Black Friday sale, which is a hell of a deal. It's supposed to be, from what I've heard, just as good as the Waltz, and it's nearly half the price. So I had to jump on it. The wife said I could have a table saw, and this is what I chose. I don't have room for a cabinet saw. My little building's starting to get full with all these new toys. You've seen videos, my last bandsaw, cobalt router table, the Hercules miter saw and stand. So I've got a little project that daughter's been wanting me to do for a couple of months now, and I need to start ripping some boards. But anyways, let's get to the video. Let's get to this unboxing. Hercules HE76 10-inch job site table saw. Table can expand out, so you get a 24-inch rip capacity. We can rip sheets of plywood in half, no problem. Here's a bunch of its info here. I'll let you guys go through that and pause the video if you want to see any of the details. And let's not eat up any more time. Let's get this thing opened up and drag her out of the box.
Sorry about that. Hit the camera there. So we've got our little push handle there. Instructions. There's our blade guards. Looks like our fence. If I can get it out of here. There we go. Let's see. This thing's pretty solid. Miter gauge. Not bad. And there's our board. Grabbing the boards when we go through and keep getting kicked back. Looks like it's upside down. So while we got it upside down, let's get a good look at the inside here. Stupid bags in the way. There we go. Looks like we got a little box here. It says blade height adjustment wheel. So let's get a good look at the inside here.
Got it up on the table. It's not real heavy. There's a locking mechanism right here to unlock this plate. Yeah, there's that fabric. So it's not quite sealed all the way. You can see daylight through there, but that will help divert that sawdust down in there, and the suction on your vacuum system should pull most of your sawdust in. That keeps it from just dumping it all over the bottom. There's our blade. Nice Hercules blade. I don't have the handle on yet to crank the blade up. So let's get all that together. That's pretty cool that you can lock that in place. There's a lever handle underneath right here to unlock and slide your extension out. Get the camera situated so you can see it. So we got a placement for our wrench to take our blade loose. This will be our holder for our fence. Get it out of the way. This is lock for our tilt. As you can see, our blade is tilting back and forth. Nice little safety switch here. Flip it up and then we can power it up, and a big red stop button, and it's actually just pushing in the stop that's underneath. So Place to roll up our cord on the side here. I like that. So let's finish putting this together and get our fence and guards on, and we'll get the fire this thing up and cut down some wood. That is a cast aluminum, not all plastic, which is good. Not much different than the winds miter gauge we got right here. About the same kind of plastic, a little smaller because it's a smaller bandsaw there. So let's see how well that fits in its slot. Let's see how much slop we have. Not a lot of slop, that's a good sign. Let's see, blade height adjustment wheel. Sorry, that's how I open boxes a lot. Throw that over here. There's a screw, they taped it off so it wouldn't fall out. Alright, as you can see, there's some threads right there. And we'll just line it up, and then we'll drop the screw in there and tighten it up. Alright, so we got the screw set inside, put in, tightened down. You will need a stubby because this distance here is not very much. If you got a stubby Phillips or one of these right angles, you should be able to get to that fairly easy there. Okay, what I did notice in our instructions, I was wrong on this. This is not our fence storage, it's actually our blade guide storage. So it just fits down in there just like so and snaps in. Slots here is for our push bar to lock it in. Probably easier to do before you put that blade guard on. Turn this a little bit here because I see something. I'm not sure what this is. I cannot see that. I don't have enough light. Some kind of tab. This guy right here. Some kind of little lever. Oh, there you go. That is storage for, that's our kickback pawl right here, guys. It's a storage placement for our kickback pawl, and that works. That's pretty simple on how that goes in. There's a hole through the side of it here. Our kickback pawl has a pin in here, and we just slide her up in there, pull back the pin, set her in place into that hole, and there we go, guys. So that's a nice placement for that. Okay, guys, let's look at how to install our blade guard and the little kickback pawl. Let's start with unlocking our plate here, and the instructions say it's shipped. This is the shipping position for our what do you guys call that, a riving or riving spacer or blade. This guy right here. Let's raise her all the way up. That's all the way up, and unlock it here, and that's all the way down. That's supposed to be the shipping position, and then we'll bring it all the way up. And there is some writing on the side here that says non-through cut position, and down here is through cut position. So this is all the way up through cut position. Let's lock it back into place, and that'll get this up here where we can attach our other blade guard and that little pawl. That little locking lever there, that locks the blade in place so that you can get a wrench on it and loosen up that nut right there. Okay, so our little kickback pawl right here. There's a little groove here, this little V groove, and then this hole right there is for this pawl. The V groove for this black lock pin here, and will fit in this groove, and then our locking pin will go through this hole. So we get it on that V groove on this pin, and then bring that out, swings down, and locks into position. So there's our little pawl. Pow, pow, pow. Now let's do our blade guard. Same thing, little black pin back here. And then this thing here is spring loaded for quick release basically. So our black pin we're going to drop into this slot, and as you can see this slot is oblong and comes back. That's where it's going to lock in at on this device here. So drop that pin down in that slot in the back, pull our little deal forward, release, and it's locked in. So that's our blade guard. Let's put the plate back on like so. Bring this down. Oh, that's beautiful. Blade goes all the way down. We got a little lock position here on our to get those out of your way. That's pretty nice. I like that. Nice little locking, and it's just a piece of wire in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Little piece of wire on both sides, little clip wire, and it locks right off of these screws here. We can raise and lower our blade all the way down, just like so. So all this is set up now. Got our little kickback pawls. Spring loaded. That's pretty tough too. Pretty good spring load there. And we are together. Oh, let's not forget our miter gauge. We gotta have, there it is, guys. Quick and simple setup. No tools other than that wrench for tightening this one screw here. That's the only tool you'll need, that wrench or a stubby screwdriver. I am really liking the easy setup. There's not much to this, guys. All of you should be able to figure that the assembly part out pretty easily. So let's make a few cuts. So I'm going to be ripping a few pieces. I'm going to start off with this one right here, and then I've got about a 6-footer I'm going to rip down. But I'm just going to use this one for practice for right now. I've got my mark made already. Let's slide the fence over to we're about halfway. That looks good. Let's raise our blade a little more. There we go. You know what? We need to find out if the blade's even square. Let's see what factory setting is. Let me go get my square. Okay guys, I'm back. I've got my square, and we're gonna look and see what the factory setting. This is supposed to be 0, 90 degree, and we are pull this around here, and we are off. It's not true. Let's unlock the bevel and let's set true 90 degrees here. Let's look at the daylight through there. Yep, that's pretty damn close. Now I don't have one of those fancy digital gauges to get it perfect. And what I do is not perfect by all means. We are off 1 degree. So I brought a screwdriver just in case. And what we're going to do is we're going to loosen that screw right there. Loosen that screw up and swing this to 0 right there. So tighten that up real good. There we go. Now we are true 0. The only thing I noticed is we do not have a blade lower adjustment height and lowering lock. Checking that one more time. Yeah, we're good. So some of them, of the saws, you can pull this out right here and then dial it in and push it back in. It locks. This one, it's just those detents that you hear. So that's interesting to know whether those are going to wear over time. And then when our vibration of our saw is running, if it's going to drop on its own or not, we won't know. I thought maybe this lever, since it's got these little stops on it, would help, but it don't look like it does. So let's set our blade height. That would be interesting to know, really, whether prolonged use is going to cause that to wear, and vibration's going to make it slowly drop as you're using it. Good to find out. So I went and looked at the instruction booklet, and no, the blade height adjustment does not lock. So yes, that'll be interesting to know over a period of time if this thing's going to move on us over prolonged use. So if you're on a job site and you're using the crap out of these things, that might be a problem. I'd like to see that Hercules would have implemented something like that, but it looks like they did not. It's not in the instructions that you can, so I'm going to say you can't. So got our height adjustment set here. Let's line this straight down the center of our board. Lock that into place. And as you can see, the fence is pretty square. All right, guys, you guys ready for the first cut and the first startup? Flip that lever back, and here we go. I gotta tell you guys, it's like day and night compared to that other table saw I had. Wow. The smoothness of the cut compared to that other table saw. That's a good blade, by the way. Little effort of pushing that through. Very little effort. Yeah, it took it like a champ. I'm impressed, yeah. That was smooth. That was really, really smooth, guys. Let's cut another one. Since that last cut went so smoothly, I'm gonna put you guys right in front of it. I'm gonna stand off to the side here and do another cut. That went so smoothly across that. It took very little effort to push that through. That just eat away at it with no problems. So here we go. One more cut. Well, there you have it, guys. I mean, that was absolutely beautiful. Well, I appreciate you guys watching. If you like that video, leave a thumbs up. You got any questions, advice, just let me know. Leave them in the comments section, guys. And I'll catch you on the next one.